to teach you how to do HTML and CSS coding. Let me walk you through the HTML structure for building a web page. The first tag that you're going to see is the HTML tag. That's the tag that's immediately on top, followed by the head tag. And right behind the head tag is the title tag. And then you can insert the title of your web page. In this case, it would be Developer Central. And right after the title tag, we have a closing title tag. And we have a closing head tag, and both of those tags are nested within the HTML tags. And the next tag we have is the body tag, and following that, we're going to create a form. And to do that, we set form. Our method is put, and our action is an external server-side web page called page.php. So in another video, I'll go more in depth with PHP coding. And the next thing within that form, within the two form tags, is something called input types, and the first input type is just a regular text box where a user can type in their address. So input type equals text, and the name equals the address. And the last thing within this form is a submit button, so the user can submit the data. And to do that, you would type input type equals submit, value equals submit form, followed by a closing tag. And both of those two form tags are within a closing body tag. And then immediately following the body tag is our closing HTML tag. So at the head, so the title is nested inside the head, which is short for header. And the body is nested within the two HTML tags. And the form we created is nested within the body tag. And the input type text and the submit button is nested within the form tag. The next thing I want to talk about is cascading style sheets. So here again we have our first HTML tag, followed by our header, followed by a style tag. And within both of these style tags, we have our style rules for our web page. So for the body, we have a background color of black, and for each of the paragraph tags, we have a text color of white, and the font we will be using is called Courier. So then we have our closing style tag that's nested within our two header tags. So then after that we have the body, and we have a paragraph tag, which is a P within two brackets. And it displays the message "coding is fun." So the "coding is fun" text is in between the opening and closing paragraph tag, and the paragraph tag is nested within the opening and closing body tag. And then the last thing we have is our closing HTML tag. The next thing I want to talk about are our form elements. So I showed you how to create a form, and now these are four common form elements that you will need to use. The first one I went over, the first one I already went over is called the text box. So that's just input type equals text, and then you can name it whatever you want. These are good for user submission forms, like so whenever you want to create mailing lists. So you can have name equals first name, and then the next text box would be in name equals last name, and then the next text box would be in name equals address, name equals it. So you can create as many of these text boxes as you want. So then the next form element is the drop down menu. And the first tag you need to set up is the select tag. And then you would give the drop down a name. So in this case, I gave the drop down the name of movies. So then the three tags that are nested within are all option tags. So the first option has a value equals Saw. So that would correspond to the movie Saw. And then we have a closing option tag at the end. And then the second option value would be Scream. So then we also have another closing option tag at the end. And then the last option value tag is called Amityville. So then we also have a closing option tag that's located after the text that the user sees. That's so the text that's in between both option tags is what the user is going to see on the web page. The next form element is the text area. So this is really useful for when users want to comment on your web page. So we have text area that's written within a bracket, and then name equals blog. And then we have rows, so you can determine the number of rows that you want your comment to have. So for this, a good number I generally use for rows is 10, and a good number I generally use for columns is 30. And then we have a closing text area tag at the bottom. And then in between both text area tags, we have type your comment here. So then the user would be able to delete the text that's in between the tags and put their own comment. And then the last form element that I went over a while ago is the form submit button. So that's just simply input type equals submit, value equals submit form. So that concludes the Developer Central presentation on an introduction to programming. So I hope that you found this video extremely helpful if you're a beginner and trying to learn how to do programming and it's really confusing. So I hope that this video really helped you. My name is Buddy Landry. Have a nice day.